Hello, my name is urnotjustin, and I bought every single skin in Valorant, simply for the entertainment of you, the viewer. And now for your entertainment. Every single week, I'm going to take all the skins that I own and make a themed collection based off of a certain topic, agent, color, time, you name it, and I'll theme it. If you'd like to help me out since I bought all the skins in Valorant, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and click the bell for notifications. And leave me a comment on what theme we should do next. Let's start the video. Hello, I'm urnotjustin, and today we are doing a very special collection for this themed collection video, and that is the Warfare collection. The theme of this collection is going to consist of multiple collections that sort of focus on realism, as well as focus on the general topic of warfare, which in turn is realism. Obviously, Valorant is a fantasy game, but there is some realism to this stuff, just as it is. So I really couldn't get a good realism collection going or a good warfare collection going because there just really wasn't enough skins. And then that was until this collection came out, the Xeno Hunter collection came out. And, love it or hate it, this is somewhat realistic in my opinion. So I thought that it was a great excuse to sort of just go ahead and try my best to do this realism collection. Before the video continues, I am once again going to thank our sponsor today, which is one of my all-time favorites, and that is Valorant Tracker, the #1 utility that you as a player could use to improve and know what you're doing on Valorant. And right now, I'm going to press Alt-T, and you guys can do the same thing as well by clicking the link in the description or in the pinned comment. I want to show you guys how to figure out the best game that you have ever had. And if you go and you look here, you can see that the best match that I've ever had in my entire life playing this game is a 39 kill match. That's pretty sweet, isn't it? I totally encourage you to download Valorant Tracker, take a screenshot of your best match, and then tweet it at me. I'd love to see these crazy high kill games that you guys have gotten. But next up, what I want to show you guys is how you could look at the best Valorant agents that you play. So while being in the overlay by pressing Alt-T, you can go over to the Agents tab, and you have this entire list of every agent and how much you've played them and what you've done on them. My most played character is Old Reliable Sage. Well, what about maps? Let's go to the maps. My best map that I play is, ironically enough, Haven, because that's my favorite map. I love playing Haven and I never have a bad time on that map, so it makes sense that this would be my best map. And my worst map is, of course, Icebox, which, as you guys may or may not know, is my least favorite map in the entire game. You can truly use Valorant Tracker to become a better player by analyzing all this data that it has right here for you in an organized fashion, and by even going over to something like the Guides tab and looking up guides for whatever your main might be. 200 IQ wall. Let's take a look at it. Wow, pretty good. Valorant Tracker is free, it's useful, it's informative, it's fun, and I wholeheartedly recommend it. Go in the linked comment or in the link in the description, download it, and just take a look at how you're doing as a player, and if you want to improve, this will be the best way to start. I recommend it. I love you guys. I have 4 pictures on my other monitor right now. A picture of the Protocol collection, a picture of the Infantry collection, a picture of the Recon collection, and a picture of the new Xeno collection. And now I'm going to put them all on the screen right now. Do you see an issue with this? All 4 of these collections complement each other so well, but they overlap horrifically. 3 of the collections have Spectres, 3 of the collections have Phantoms, 3 of the collections have Knives, 2 of them have Ghost, and 2 of them have Guardians. And that hurts my heart so much because when I was going through and putting this together, in the drafting process of this, it was just how could you ever possibly get this done? Why would they not release these realistic collections that are obviously all in the same genre and style of aesthetic? Why would they not put different weapons into each of them so that way I could have a full collection? But I suppose that's why this video is happening today. So let's stop talking about it. I know I've kind of given you guys an earful at this point. Let's jump right into it. We'll be going in order, starting here with the classic, and the first thing that we're going to be adding here in terms of, remember, the theme is war and realism. Who would have ever guessed that we would actually have a reason to use the Kingdom Classic? It's cool just based off of the merit that, yeah, this does kind of look a little bit realistic. I'm so sorry for what I'm going to do to you guys. I have a lot of explaining to do. We will get to it. This is as good as I can do for this. Take it or leave it, dude. Let's go through all of the other skins first. None of it matches. None of it looks realistic. I mean, unless you want me to use the default, of course. I could imagine this being used in an impoverished country that doesn't necessarily have access to an advanced arsenal of weapons. So what do? You go and you make your own. Up next, we're finally on to the stuff that's going to make sense for this collection, and that is the Xeno Hunter Frenzy. I went through and I upgraded all of the Xeno Hunter stuff. For some reason lately, I haven't been recording myself upgrading this stuff, so I apologize to you guys for that. But fully upgraded, as you can see. The clips in this video are actually kind of particularly cool too, just because the Xeno Hunter stuff sounds really crazy, especially the Odin. And I'm pretty sure the first clip you'll see is with the Xeno Hunter Odin. Spoiler alert, by the way. Which brings us to our first overlapping annoying choice to make. So we have the infantry ghost to choose between, and then we also have the recon ghost to choose between, which I did fully upgrade. On one hand, recon does have cool upgrades, cool variants, and a kill banner. On the other hand, this is just really cool. A World War II style Ruger. That's awesome. Also, what is this doing here still? Oh. Okay, it's gone. I am going to stick with the infantry ghost because if I did stick with the recon, we would have too much of it equipped. But as well, in the gameplay for this video, you will see that I'm using a wide array of recon and all the other stuff as well. Like the stuff that overlaps. Like I kind of switch it in and out and do different variants and stuff like that. When I think of warfare, I think of the various time periods for warfare. Like you think back to when people were just fighting with sticks and rocks in their fist, all the way up until the invention of guns and other things. And then we go down the line to like modern day weapons onto like futuristic stuff. And I feel that the cis stuff in this can kind of represent the future of weaponry. But that's way off in the distant future. Right now, we're going to go to something that's a little bit more realistic. For this, we are going to be doing, as we always do, it's becoming a meme on this channel, the Protocol Sheriff. And we're going to be doing it in this variant. The sort of classic tan soldier green. The same way I also dig for the stinger here is the future of weaponry, which will be .cis, which is going to be what we're using because nothing else really works. Now we are on to the Spectre here, and we could do the infantry collection, which I just want to say right now, straightforward. The infantry collection, every single part of it is awesome. But I think that I will opt instead for the recon. We could also do the Protocol Spectre, which I do have fully upgraded. I want to do the recon because I really love the tan look, and it'll sort of complement everything else, because that's how this ultimately ends up. Surprisingly enough, I do get a Xeno Hunter Bucky clip in this video, so look forward to that. I won't lie to you guys, until just recently, I honestly just kept this as the standard judge, because I couldn't figure out a good option for it. Varnish sucks, and I thought that I should just do .exe in sort of the spirit of what I said earlier, being like a futuristic weapon. So I don't know, man, it just kind of sucks. Like none of this stuff really fits like well at all. All this stuff is way too fantasy-esque or ridiculous or just not realistic. For the rifles, this has so much possibilities and stuff that you can do with mixing and matching, and you'll see that in the video that I do use an assortment of different skin variants and skins itself for the rifles. But let's begin with the Bulldog here. Obviously, the choice for this will be the Protocol, and I even went through and I unlocked the green tan variant for the Protocol. I think it looks really cool, dude. Really, it does. As well to note, I considered unlocking this variant too to kind of have like an all camo sort of row of rifles, but I didn't end up doing that, unfortunately. But I will go through and show you guys what I did do and what I did unlock. So let's move onwards to that, and that is the Guardian. It's a sad day because we unfortunately are not using the Infantry Guardian, but we will be using the Recon Guardian. I ultimately opted for the tan variant as I did for everything else, but for a while, which you'll see in this video, I was using the blue camo variant. It looks pretty cool. So for now, we'll just kind of keep that equipped, and we'll go on and we'll do it for the obvious choice here, which is not going to be the Recon Phantom, but we will take a look at that. The ultimate warfare skin, in my opinion. But I chose the Protocol Phantom just because I wanted to unlock this really cool variant, which I did, and we do use this in the video a little bit, but also because this variant matches like sort of the aesthetic that we were going for here. And I was thinking like I could have like an all camo row of skins here, but of course it's just not how it worked out because there's always stuff that overlaps or doesn't quite work just right. But I did just want to show you guys that. So now we're gonna go back, we're gonna change it all to the tan ones. Boom. Boom. And that brings us to the unfortunate choice for the Vandal. I did two Vandal skins for this video. I did the .cis Vandal because it's a really cool skin, it looks futuristic. And I also did the Wasteland Vandal for the same concept. The issues with like Varnish and the Cavalier here, you can see that Cavalier again is two pieces combined together. It's wood and steel mixed together and not one or the other as their own separate entities. But when we go and we look at the Wasteland Vandal, you can see that the actual like frame of the gun, it like makes sense. It makes sense. Where you fire the gun is made of like metals and a bunch of junk. The actual like housing for the gun and the magazine are made of metal. And then the place where you hold the gun is made of wood. See? And the butt of the gun is made of wood, a lot like an AK. I don't know, man. I thought it made the most sense, and as well, do be on the lookout in the video for me using this too, because this is just so clean. Onto the Marshal, somewhat of a sort of lackluster one. Like, I mean, who cares? I did consider using the Wasteland. I ultimately picked something that was a little bit out there, but the rationale behind picking the Galleria Marshal is because of the way that it looks. Excluding the flowers on this, the sort of tan look is what we're looking for there, and I think that this fits the best. Now we are on to, in my opinion, what is the actual star of the show here. We finally have a for surefire pick with the Infantry Collection. The infantry operator is a top 5 operator skin for a lot of really cool reasons. First of all, this is just super specific and realistic looking, but on the other end as well, somehow with a weapon that's supposed to be so old school from like the 1940s, it's so sleek in game compared to all the other operator skins. You feel faster and lighter when using this, and it just feels so awesome to use. And the same thing is going to be said here about the Ares. We have another tried and true pick here. The smallest part of me wanted to include Minima, but I didn't do that. So we picked the obvious choice here. That is the infantry Ares. Very cool. A lot like an RPD. This is actually my favorite thing that I've used in this video, and probably one of my most favorite skins that I've used in a while. The Xenohunter Odin. This is just a ridiculous item. It looks cool. It looks ridiculous. It's like all like warfare-esque. But the way that this sounds when you fire it is just ridiculous. Let's actually take a listen right now. Like, dude. And I made this joke last video. This is not the default knife, but it is the knife that we're going to be using for this video. Initially, I did equip the butterfly knife, and I just used it in the standard tan variant. But in the realm of sort of realism or whatever, I was thinking like realistically, you know, what would a soldier be walking around with? Like, yeah, I know that some soldier somewhere probably does actually walk around with a butterfly knife, with a balisong. But, you know, for what it's worth, I do think that the Xenohunter knife makes a lot more sense. This is totally a survival blade. As well, it has teeth on it, and the teeth for the knives, you know, people will be like, oh, that's for like killing your opponents like more viciously. Like, that's not what it's for. The teeth on survival knives like this is literally to cut through aluminum, and that's why soldiers have these kinds of knives with the teeth on them. I think that this makes the most sense, and we're keeping it equipped, dude. And that is the Warfare Collection. A collection consisting of the most realistic stuff as well as kind of the most detailed stuff in the game, varying multiple realms of warfare from past to present to future. And I really do dig how this turned out a lot. This is one of my most favorite ones that we've done so far, but as well, it's one of the more complicated ones that we've done so far because of the overlapping skins and because we don't have certain skins for certain things. I somehow managed to spend a ton of Radiantite on this collection, and like I'm just using a bunch of base variant skins somehow, but you know, it is what it is, and I really love how this turned out. The gameplay for this one, super fun, super fire, and yeah, I mean, truly. If you've made it this far into the video, leave me a comment that says Modern Warfare 4. Let's go and hop into some games and get some warfare done, dude. I'm a war machine, and I'm ready for a war today.
Spike down, B.
Oh my.
Oh, I ran out of ammo! That sucks!
Oh man.
Oh my god, who runs out of ammo with the Odin?
No. Yeah.
No.
One enemy remaining.
You want to play? Let's play.
One enemy remaining.
No charges left. I can't see your guy.
One enemy remaining.
They were not good enough.
Let's.
Gone.
Spike down, A.
Message sent. Barrier. Yes. I'm sorry. No. Yes.
One enemy remaining.
No way.
Down. No.
Continue.
Last player standing.
Man.
Sorry.
Mission complete. Thank you for your service.
Revealing area. Good.
Oh, nice round.
That's the one.
Ah. God damn it. Wait, I hit 77 on Joe.
Shut that.
Nice.
Last
Oh,
player
good.
standing. One enemy remaining.
Oh, nice.
Yeah! Let's go!
Easy. Jesus Christ.
Spike down, C.
Imposter kill. Yes.
One enemy remaining.
Even death cannot stop me.
Hey, man.
Reloading. Yes.
Left.
Light plan.
One enemy remaining.
Protocol appreciates your continued compliance.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
One enemy remaining.
Yeah.
One dead. Yes. Barrier created. Wonderful. Wonderful. Light planted. Stand down. Yes.
Reloading.
Your duty is not over.
One enemy remaining.
No.
Reloading.
Okay.
Oh.
Face your fear.
Yes. Last player standing. Yes. Spike down
No.
B.
Resource. Out of charges.
30 seconds left. One enemy remaining. Spike down B. A.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
Okay, that was kind of violent.
Spike spotted B. No. Even death cannot stop me.
Alrighty, so some games were played, some fun was had. The war is officially over, and so is this video. I love you guys, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. As always, I'm Justin, and you're not. Like the video, subscribe if you do, and click the bell for notifications so you do not miss a single video ever, even if you are enlisted in the next upcoming draft in your country. What a dark way to end the video.